Hi, my name is Matea Williams, and in this presentation I will be answering the question, in what ways is music used for storytelling in adventure-based video games? When I refer to video game music, I mean specifically the music that is composed for or used in the game, not the sound effects or dialogue. First, I want to talk about the basic elements of a story and how these elements work in the context of video games. So let's get to it. Generally, stories are comprised of 5 basic elements: characters, setting, plot, conflict, and resolution. In a video game, all of these elements are present, but they function in a way that is unique to the game. As a player, you either choose or create a character that has certain abilities which serve as either strengths or weaknesses depending on what you're doing and the places you explore within the setting. Now, the plot is where it gets interesting. In adventure-based games, typically there is a plot centered around a conflict, and the player is given various quests or tasks to complete in order to reach the resolution. In other words, beat the game! However, you don't have to follow this plot or complete the tasks. In adventure games, well, it's a game. You do also have the option of just exploring the landscape and coming up with your own goals and quests, essentially deciding your own plot. For the purposes of this presentation, let's assume you do want to follow the quests and complete the story as it is written into the game. How does the music function to help bring that story to life? It has to do with sensory enhancement and immersion. As a player, you are often immersed in the game, and thus you are immersed in the story. Music is the perfect tool to keep you immersed in the story by helping to further convey certain ideas and providing auditory emotional cues. There are 3 reoccurring and specific times in which music plays a storytelling role. First, music for inferring character or creature emotion. 2, music for world building. And 3, music, or lack thereof, for narrative support. Let's put these into context by looking at and listening to some game music in action. Take a look at these clips from the opening of Skyrim.
Rebellion. But if they've captured you? Oh gods, where are they taking us?
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits.
No, this can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Dibella, Kynareth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this.
Here, the player's character is one of a few captured prisoners who come to realize wherever they're being taken, it's probably not good. Notice that as the guard says, the headsman is waiting, the music begins to play, emphasizing the significance of that dialogue and inferring the uneasy way these characters feel about their fate. The characters now realize they are sentenced to be executed. Another way that music supports character emotion in games is during battle. Some excellent points that are discussed in a Your Brain on Music article titled Chills and Thrills, Music That Goes Bump in the Night, talks about emotional cues in horror movies and specifically the components of the music that hint at characters being chased. Music that speeds up or gets louder sends us a message that there is danger nearby and infers a sense of urgency. In this next Skyrim clip, the player is headed to the chopping block. You see what I did there? Headed. Anyway, as the player's character is about to face execution, a dragon flies overhead and battle music begins.
The block prisoner. Nice and easy.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries. What do you see?
It's in the clouds.
Dragon!
Don't just... Guards, get it down, people! Still coming! Hey, Brett, get up!
The last musical technique I want to talk about in this category is the use of leitmotif. In some adventure games, such as Hollow Knight, the composer will use a theme that is connected to a specific character, and throughout the game, this theme will play when information about that character is divulged or something relating to that character is taking place in the story and they want the player to know without having to use dialogue. This game also has some excellent examples of number 2, music for world building. In this game, each of the different places you can explore is accompanied by a different piece written by composer Christopher Larkin. This adds to the magic or mystery of each place, in other words, establishing the setting. Isabella Van Elferen notes in an article about musical game immersion that powerful sounds can overpower the information coming from the real world. This keeps the player inside the world of the game, in other words, inside the story. Bjorn Rediker gave a great presentation at the 2021 Ludo Conference about music as a boundary object in games. One of the points he made was that music is able to both define and transcend the boundaries of a game. I view this as a component of musical storytelling as well. Music is creating audio cues that not only provide context for the setting, but define the space. For example, music that shifts left to right through stereo depending on where you look or where you go tells you what is tangible and important to you as a player and helps to move the story forward, encouraging you as a player to move forward. If there is no music in a particular place, then the story may seem equally stagnant. In games like Hollow Knight, searching for new places to explore and hearing new music is a sign that the story is progressing and you are on the right path, ready to experience what happens next. This brings me to the final use of music for storytelling, number 3, music for narrative support. Listen to how the music supports the dialogue in the following clip from Assassin's Creed. In this example, the music escalates with the narrative and the inflection of the characters' voices.
Altair,
Master.
come forward. Tell me of your mission. I trust you have recovered the Templar's treasure.
There was some trouble, Master. Robert de Sable was not alone.
When does our work ever go as expected? It's our ability to adapt that makes us who we are.
This time it was not enough.
What do you mean?
I have failed you.
The treasure?
Lost to us.
And Robert?
Escaped.
I send you, my best man, to complete a mission more important than any that has come before. And you return to me with nothing but apologies and excuses.
I did.
Do not speak. Not another word.
So why does music work so well as a storytelling tool? Cue science! Research has shown that music engages many different regions of the human brain which are responsible for very specific functions, the four most relevant being anticipation, memory, performance, and emotion. Correspondingly, those same motor cortexes, emotional responses, and visual image processing centers are triggered when we hear a good story. So when music accompanies the story at the right times, such as those mentioned previously, our engagement is enhanced and we are further immersed into the story or game world. This is likely why some adventure game developers work with composers to have the music implemented in a specific and strategic way. Well, these were the ways that music is used for storytelling and adventure-based games. Thanks so much for watching.